Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're stepping onto a battlefield, and it's a battlefield that is active 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right inside your own body. We're going to explore the absolutely fascinating, microscopic, and highly coordinated world of the immune system. Because, your health isn't just some static state. It's a dynamic, ongoing defense campaign against an endless barrage of invisible enemies.
So, how exactly does your body fight back against all those invisible threats around us? We really rarely think about it until we wake up feeling sick, right? But from bacteria and viruses to parasites and even rebellious internal cells, your immune system is basically your ultimate internal hero. It's a defense force that is constantly at war to keep you alive and thriving. So today, we're going to unpack exactly how this incredible system operates.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. The body's defense system, 2. The active immune response, 3. When the system fails, 4. Testing and reconnaissance, and finally, 5. Medical reinforcements and treatments.
Let's start with Section 1, the body's defense system, setting the baseline.
To really understand how we protect ourselves from disease, we have to establish what immunity fundamentally means for our daily survival. A lot of people think of immunity purely as defense. And yeah, for sure, that's a massive part of it. Your body aggressively fights off external invaders like molds and parasites, while also policing internal mutinies like the abnormal growth of cancer cells. But a truly healthy immune system actually requires a perfect balance between that aggressive defense and what we call tolerance. Tolerance is your immune system's ability to just ignore completely harmless environmental triggers like pollen or dust. If your body loses this tolerance, well, it overreacts to benign substances. This balances everything. It dictates whether you stay healthy, whether you develop allergies, or even if you face mental health challenges linked to immune overwhelm. What's really amazing is that this concept isn't entirely new to human understanding. Long before modern immunology and microscopes came along, ancient practices recognized this exact dynamic. Traditional Chinese medicine, for example, refers to this protective barrier as wei qi, or defensive qi. They understood it as this energy that circulates along the body's surface, acting as a shield against external threats. So while the terminology is definitely different, the core principle is exactly the same. Having a robust, balanced exterior defense is the absolute foundation of your health. Moving right along to Section 2, the active immune response, the hero's journey. So when our perimeter is breached by a pathogen, what exactly is the biological battle plan? Well, it happens in 4 brilliant, highly coordinated steps. Step 1 is identification, detecting the invader's unique surface molecules, which are known as antigens. Step 2 is recruitment. This is where the body deploys white blood cell foot soldiers straight to the front lines. Then in step 3, cells like dendritic cells act as intelligence officers. They literally present pieces of the invader to the rest of the immune system to tag the exact target. And finally, step 4 is memory. Memory B and T cells log the data from this encounter. And this brilliantly illustrates how, if that exact same pathogen tries to invade again later, your body is fully prepared to unleash a much faster, far more lethal response. Which brings us to Section 3, when the system fails, battlefield malfunctions. So the crucial point is, as incredibly sophisticated as this system is, battlefield malfunctions do happen, and they can be severe. These malfunctions generally fall into 5 specific categories. First, there's immunodeficiency, where the system is simply too weak to put up a fight. Second, allergies, where the system wildly overreacts to totally harmless things. Third, autoimmune disorders. This is essentially friendly fire. The body gets confused and mistakenly attacks its own healthy tissue. Fourth, cancers, where abnormal cellular growth manages to evade immune detection entirely. And fifth, persistent infections, where the immune system fights but reaches a sort of stalemate, unable to fully eliminate the pathogen. Understanding which specific malfunction is occurring is always the first step to fixing it. All right, Section 4, testing and reconnaissance, evaluating the battlefield. When you feel sick, or if your system is malfunctioning, how do practitioners actually look at the front lines to see what's going on? The first point of call is usually a white blood cell differential. This test evaluates our 5 specific types of foot soldiers. You've got neutrophils that fight bacteria, lymphocytes that fight viruses, and monocytes that basically engulf and digest invaders. Then eosinophils handle parasites and allergies, and basophils release histamines for inflammation. A massive spike in neutrophils tells a doctor you're likely fighting a bacterial war, whereas high eosinophils point straight to an allergic reaction. The numbers dictate exactly what kind of battle your body is fighting.
But beyond basic cell counts, we have some incredible, cutting-edge tech for advanced recon. We run functional tests to see how well the immune cells actually perform, and serology to detect the historical presence of antibodies. Now, what's really interesting here is flow cytometry. This technique actually involves injecting a prepared blood sample into an instrument that uses actual lasers to illuminate and analyze individual single cells as they pass through a beam of light. It gives us quantitative data on a microscopic cellular level. Add in molecular diagnostics for DNA and RNA analysis alongside genetic testing, and we have an absolutely unprecedented view of your body's defenses.
Let's move to our final part, Section 5, Medical Reinforcements and Treatments, bringing in the cavalry. When your natural defenses are overwhelmed or when they turn against you, medical science has to step in to help. And this complex battlefield requires highly specialized generals. You have immunologists, who are the master strategists for immune system dysfunction. You have allergists, specializing in managing that hyperactive allergic response. And you have oncologists, the specialists who utilize therapies to fight the very specific battle against cancer. These are the practitioners who oversee your care and coordinate your treatment plan.
When it comes to the weapons they deploy, precision is everything. Take antibiotics, for instance. It is absolutely crucial to understand that antibiotics are exclusively designed to target aspects of bacterial growth and survival. They are the specific reinforcements used to eliminate bacterial infections. They literally do not work on viruses.
Let's move to and see how this builds when we face different threats. Antiviral medications are the specialized weapons designed specifically to treat viral infections. Instead of targeting bacteria, they directly target the viruses themselves, aiding your immune system in controlling a viral outbreak. So the choice of medication is entirely dependent on knowing exactly what type of pathogen has breached your perimeter.
But what if the problem isn't an invader at all? What if it's the immune system itself? Here, doctors use two very contrasting strategies. If the immune system is overactive, like in an autoimmune disease or maybe to prevent the rejection of an organ transplant, they deploy immunosuppressants. These drugs actively dampen or suppress the immune response. Conversely, if the immune system just needs a coordinated boost, they use immunomodulators. Rather than simply suppressing everything, immunomodulators work to balance, regulate, or selectively enhance the immune system's natural activity.
We are now entering what is arguably the most exciting era of reinforcements, precision medicine. This is the ultimate customized strategy. Instead of a one-size-fits-all, trial-and-error approach, precision medicine tailors treatment directly to a patient's unique genetic and molecular fingerprint. It's all about finding the exact vulnerability in a disease, like cancer, and designing a therapy specifically for that individual patient's biology. It's a total game changer. Perhaps the most stunning example of this is CAR T-cell therapy. I mean, the science here sounds like literal science fiction. Doctors extract a patient's own immune T cells, take them into a lab, and genetically engineer them to have chimeric antigen receptors, or CARs. They essentially reprogram the patient's cells into an elite specialized strike force, and then infuse them back into the body to wage a relentless, highly targeted war against cancer cells. We're no longer just giving the body medicine, we are literally upgrading the body's own defense network. Which leaves us with a truly profound thought to end on. We've seen how the immune system is a brilliant natural defense force, and how science is learning to map, assist, and even reprogram it. As precision medicine continues to evolve, how will we train our own cells to become the ultimate cure? It's a thrilling frontier that empowers us to look at our own biology not just as something fragile, but as an incredibly adaptable, powerful force for our own well-being. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope you walk away with a newfound respect for the invisible battles being won inside you every single day.